I'm going to turn things over now to Dr. Allison Speicher, who has been wrapping up a 2-semester seminar sequence on inventing childhood, and she can tell us all about this course and her students' work.
Thanks. That's how I get greeted every time I walk into the classroom. So I am really delighted to introduce the projects my students have developed over the course of our last year together in our seminar entitled Inventing Childhood. When contemporary Americans picture childhood, we often imagine a time spent in school or at play, a time with leisure to enjoy toys and books created especially for young people, a time when one is both financially supported and physically and emotionally protected by adults. Each of these familiar experiences, however, only became cemented as hallmarks of childhood over the course of the 19th century. To give a sense of the stark difference between childhood and adulthood that was developing in American culture by the mid-19th century, allow me to show you 2 images from a series of paintings created by Thomas Cole in 1842, entitled The Voyage of Life. The first is the image of childhood. As you can see, we have a lovely angel guiding a naked baby in a boat with a bunch of plants and flowers while the sun shines down. So keep that in your brain. Adulthood. I think this shows very clearly the difference that is developing at this time between childhood and adulthood. When I showed these images to our students on the first day of class, I heard them gasp when I switched the slides, and I knew we were at the start of something great. Together, we surveyed a sampling of 19th century children's literature, reading perennial favorites like Little Women and lesser-known text like the first novel for children featuring openly gay protagonists, Edward Prime Stevenson's Left to Themselves, and Harriet Wilson's autobiographical novel, the first novel to be published by an African-American woman. We might be the only living people who have inside jokes about Rollo Holiday, once the most famous boy in American literature, but now long forgotten. By reading a wide range of texts, together we confronted the cruel irony that the idealization of an innocent and protected childhood arose at a time when over half of enslaved African Americans were under the age of 20, when schooling that the federal government supplied for indigenous children was intended as a form of cultural genocide, when children of the poor, particularly immigrants, labored in dangerous factories, when lack of social services and adoption laws left many children unhoused, when 60% of all deaths occurred before the age of 15. In their project, students faced a paradox. Access to childhood has long been a form of privilege, even as children as a group are systematically disenfranchised and routinely denied personal and political agency. Their projects stand as a testament to their commitment to scholarly rigor and artistic excellence, their compassion for young people past and present, and their respect for children as historical actors whose voices we can hear if we're only willing to listen. I couldn't be prouder, and I'm gonna miss you so much. It's now my pleasure to introduce the first of our 3 presenters, Lileshka Alicia, who will be presenting her critical capstone. Lily?